Okay, here we go again. So
All right.
this is our front desk. This is where all of your open tickets are stored, based on the ticket status. You can change the different statuses based on the current status of the ticket. So we have our scheduled tickets here. Any estimates that are waiting for approval would be under the estimate tab. Approved, or any jobs that got approval and they're now going to be working on. Uh, Delivered is, any parts that were out for, you're waiting, that you ordered are now come in. So under delivery. Finished would be jobs that are done, but you're waiting for payment on. So this way they're all, kind of separated. Any tickets that are paid. When you run your what we call an end of day to process all of your paid tickets, these will all then move into history and you'll be able to run different reports based on them. And then the all tab, of course, has all of them. So we'll start by creating a ticket. So if we go to the bottom down here, you see create ticket.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to click create ticket. This screen here too, you can add a new customer, but we're just gonna, oh, let me move my stuff out of my way. Um, Go good old Kathy Drake. Oh, all right, so Kathy Drake. If any of your customers ever get a new vehicle, on the bottom you could
Mm-hmm.
always click new vehicle and add it. If Let's just pick a vehicle. If so let's say Kathy sells her vehicle to somebody else, or they come in, say, oh no, this was Kathy's but she sold it to me. You can switch ownership down here, which I actually created a bunch of slideshows, which I'll show you towards the end, that you can kind of refer to
Okay.
if you want to get started on a free trial. That'll kind of help you out. I mean, I'll still be here, anytime you have any questions or whatever. And,
Yeah, I
I'll
can.
be checking in as well, to see how things are going. But so we got Kathy. We're going to do her Ford Crown Vic. And at the bottom, we're going to click create ticket. So that's going to create the ticket. So this is your open ticket. You have the customer information here. If you click to edit up here, you can add any other information, like, an email if you don't have one. You can preset discounts on the admin screen, and choose whatever. If there's a discount that you want this customer to always have applied to them, you can mark that there. We deal with Carfax, which is no charge whatsoever with Carfax. And if you're adding a new vehicle, all you have to do is put in the state initials and the plate number, and Carfax will decode the vehicle, um, you know, instantly by
Okay.
putting all of the
Right.
information in. This is the vehicle information. So Baymaster also keeps track of the different services that have been done. So this is just my demo, so I don't really have many done. But based on the months or miles, it'll tell you the last service date it
Hmm.
was
Okay.
done, next service that it's due, last miles it was done, next miles that it's due. You can set recommendations that will actually print on the ticket. Um, and you can even create different vehicle groups, like commuter, local, retired, based on their driving habits. And then you can,
Right.
select a different group and it'll change that information down here. So we're just going to click save to go back to the front of our ticket. Now, Baymaster also, if you have, say you have like 3 or 4 or 5 jobs on a ticket, and there's like one job that the customer doesn't want done today, You can just take the check, like typically there'd be a check mark in there. You can just take the check mark out. It'll change it to a quote. And then the next time you create a ticket for this customer with this vehicle, as you can see, this automatically populated to kind of remind you, like, oh, hey, remember that oil change you didn't have done last time? Is that something you want done today? And then yay or nay.
Okay.
So you can do repair, oil changes. Is where you can place your order for parts. We also can set up part suppliers, which let me just get into here before I get too deep. Okay, so we'll start with an LOF, an oil change job. We'll do the 49.99 and click save. Now I have this, and it's been a while since I did a demo, so I hope it works. Um, yeah, automatically go into my primary supplier, and I have it set to not only look up an oil filter, but an air filter and a fuel filter for upsell as well. If the customer doesn't want, those done, you can always remove them from the ticket. Okay, so we have them all. So fuel filter, this gives you, if you hit the magnifying glass, it'll open up another tab and it'll actually show you an image of it, give you any product information, warranty information, product specs, OE cross reference numbers, and you can print this page as well if you need to. So then you have like the item number, quantity, what they have available. Because when we get a parts supplier set up, it's based on your account with them. So any cost or whatever that you have agreed upon with them, you'll see here. And then your percentage, your margin percentage, and sell price, blah, blah, blah. So let's go with we'll go with Wick. So we just click in the little brackets here. It'll say order. Um, and then let's see, oil filter. If you have our optional inventory feature, it'll even tell you -8. It'll tell you if you have any
Hmm.
in your own stock.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
so we'll just use. Let's see, will it let me? No, it's not even gonna let me use. All right, here we go. Yeah, use stock. Okay, and then scroll down, and we got the air filter. So I don't see a Wix here. I usually always do Wix. Let's see. So we got one of these. We'll grab that one. We also have we used to have Motor, but too many problems with them. We have what we call Activent, where they offer like the motor, the labor guides, the quick
Hmm.
lube information, which tells you like all the fluids that a vehicle takes, the type that it takes, the amount that it takes, and all of that. So with the labor, like with the air filter, I think this is going to bounce it to the top. If you click labor, it'll load the labor back to the top. S is standard, V is severe, and W is warranty. So, like severe would be like if something's like really like harder than normal to get off or work on or whatever, you would want to do the severe. But we'll do standard for the air filter, fuel filter, labor, and we'll do standard for the fuel filter. And for the oil filter, we have that is included in our package. Um, so we have that. Now, if you actually know you're going to do this job, you can click save and order, and it'll send that order right to your vendor, or you can just save only onto the ticket as an estimate. So now with this, here's the quick lube information based on the vehicle that's on the ticket. It'll, tell you the how much is required for this vehicle, the weight of oil, and any other information. It's all in here. It'll bring up your inventory too, so you can see what you have in stock, and we need a 5W20. So we'll do 5W20. Now I also have this job set to include up to 5 quarts. So anything over the 5, the program automatically knows to charge for an extra. Oh God, all my stuff's so let's do, what is it? Six. We'll do 6 quarts. 6 quarts. So now the 5 that are included, and it knows to automatically add that other one. We have the air filter, fuel filter, oil filter, and the oil filter as well. We have set to include up to $13. Anything over that, it charges it as like an upgrade. And then you have your labor on the bottom. You can either click in here and type whatever labor description you want, or you can just leave it as it shows there. Now, in the event, say they don't want to have the fuel filter done today, you can just hit the X at the end of the line. It'll remove the fuel filter, and then we'll remove the labor for the fuel filter as well. So that's that. And then we go back to ticket, and now we have our oil change job. If you have any jobs you want to delete, or you can even like move them up in the list or down in the list. I'm just going to delete that quote there. Um, so that's that. Any other repair? So let's click on repair. This list is customizable as well, like brakes. You have like, this would be like your master job. Then you have like your sub jobs, front brakes, rear brakes, front and rear. But if you go down one more level, that's CarQuest, front brakes, and then regular disc brakes with calipers. So let's do a belt, like a serpentine belt. Click save. And again, this is going to go directly into my, should have gone directly into my primary supplier. So let's go there. Look for serpentine. Oh, belts and cooling. Belts. Serpentine. Alright, so we have 23 in our inventory. So we'll choose that. Add our labor. We'll do standard and save only. And then, so here it automatically puts that information on the ticket for you. If you need to add anything else, you can. The little calculator here is like you can put in your cost if you don't know what, the retail suggested retail price would be. Put in your cost, and based on the margins that are set in the program, which you can customize them as well, it'll give you the suggested retail and your profit. You can manipulate any one of these fields and click save. Um, so then if we go back to the ticket, we're now building our tickets. We have so many newer features now that we never had before, like the inspections. So let's do inspection. These are like what we call our customizable digital inspection forms. So
Mm-hmm.
these are default ones that will automatically show up in the program, but you can modify these, add more, make them as big or as little as you want. So we'll do belts, pumps inspection, click save. And it's also good for like your guys on a tablet. They can access this on a tablet and walk right out to the vehicle, do their inspection. When you're creating them, you even have a spot where you can put a note field for each line in case they need to add notes or just any other notes here. The pass suggested required. You can customize that too, however you want it to show up. We're just going to do mark all as passed. Actually, let's put replace for the timing belt. You can add images and other optional features that we have where if it's like really bad, you can actually take a picture and save it to the inspection form. So let me just
Hmm.
find a
That's cool.
standard. I mean, with a tablet, they can actually take the picture and save it. On a computer,
Right.
they would have to, like maybe
Upload it on
email it to
something.
you and then, yeah, save it
Right.
to be able to. So let's see, photos. I think I thought I had something in here. Save pictures. All right, here we go. Oh, damn it, serpentine belt. So there, it'll show that. You can give it a title, a note if you want. We're going to save it to here. Now you can, let's see, view images. So now it'll show that image. Now, if you select it, you can either print this out for the customer. You can email it to the customer. We would need to get your email set up in the program. Or you can text it to the customer based on, we have a cell phone number and the texting feature and all that. So we're just going to click save. So now we have our inspection, and you can use this as like a quote to go along with that. So if you hover over the one copy button, you can click preview, just so I can show you kind of how it will print. You have your customer information here, your email if you want, shop phone number. The ticket number you can choose to either have numeric and start at like 10001 and go up from there. A lot of our shops have it, which this one is. It's a
They encoded.
it's date based.
Yeah.
So like 2021 09/24 001. This is my first ticket for the day. So, and then you have 999 you can create for each
Right.
day. But this way they always know what day the ticket was created and how long it's been sitting out there and whatnot. So we have our oil change job, you have the parts over here, and the labor. We also have a preference where you can not print, which it looks like I have that turned on for probably for another shop. You can remove the part numbers because we have had in the past couple shops call in with customers, you know, looking up the part numbers and going, why did you charge
Yeah.
me this when,
Yeah.
so they
Yep.
like, I don't even want the part numbers printed on there. I'm like, okay, we have a preference for that. Here's your labor. The serpentine belt, each job is separated. And then here's how the inspection will print. If there's any notes, you'll see the notes in between. Next page is, oh, I kind of figure out how to get rid of this, but anyway, so that's, I think this was like a Florida thing that I had to show for somebody. I never got rid of it. Um, the disclaimer you can customize. Here's the recommendations that we have. And Baymaster also remembers any recommendations. And one of our newer marketing features is the automatic reminders, where you can set the program to automatically send your customers a text of an upcoming scheduled appointment that they have. It can send them a thank you the day after they've been in the shop or whatever day you choose, and if you have like a website, a Facebook or something where they can leave a review, you can even add that link for them to add a review. You can send reminders of any quoted jobs that are sitting in history or recommendations to kind of get them back in the shop. Um, any like upcoming services due, like say an oil change is due, you have like a list of, which I can show you, like a list of services to choose from. And if any of those services are due for any of your customers, it'll automatically send them a text to remind them, like, hey, next month your oil change is due or your inspection is due. Um, and then here's the parts and labor. You can either have the parts and labor combined, surcharges, discount, subtotal tax, and then the grand total. So we can close that because that opens up as another tab. Um, you have like printing notes that'll print on the ticket. We have internal notes for like you. Some shops use it if the customer wants them to keep like their credit card on file or just something like bad customer, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever you don't want them to see or don't want to print, you can have internal notes just for yourself. Adjustments. We have a special screen for sublet, towing, and storage, which will save onto the ticket. You just add whatever your hours, price, total price, all that jazz. Um, and
I noticed the sticker thing at the bottom. Is that for like a oil sticker?
yeah, we actually sell a which I can send you an email on that too, an oil change sticker printer, and
Hmm.
it comes with I forget how many stickers to begin with, but we also have the replacement stickers here if you ever like start to run out and you need to order more. You can always just
Right.
call us and order more. And then yeah, when you click on here, come on, sticker. This is a window that'll open. Have your shop information, your shop phone. You can do like quick cycles if based on the whatever their driving habits. Tells you the
Hmm.
last time it was done, the cycle that is set based on the vehicle group, the next time it's due. You can choose to print or not print recommendations. If you don't print the recommendations, you can print a message like, thank you for your patronage, or, thank you for visiting us today, whatever, and then print, and
Okay.
that'll print right off onto the label, the sticker for you to put in the
Hmm. Cool.
customer's window. Email, if you have email set up, you can email a customer a copy of the estimate or paid receipt or whatever they need. Um, it'll default with their email address if you have it set up in their customer information. Otherwise, you can just wipe this out and type in any other email that you might want to send it to.
Okay.
And same thing with texting. With our texting feature, you can add your inspections. We have pre-made text, which is like all group totals, which is all the different work groups, and that's kind of how it'll look, like oil change and belt with the total. Um, Total detailed, it just gives the subtotal, tax and total with your shop information. Um, just a total only, without without anything else. Um, just yeah, your car repairs have started, or any other message that you want to send them. You can even, if you just want to send for one work group that you want to get approval on. So if we go back into our belt job, you can actually text from up here, which will only text this work group here. So that's
Yeah.
pretty much the basics of it. This is where you would change the different ticket statuses: new, estimate, scheduled, approved, change it to ordered if you have a part on order, delivery once you receive it, started. Not a lot of our shops use all of them, but you know, they probably just use the
Yeah.
basics. Finished is when
Finished.
when it's
Start.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's done and you're waiting for payment, it'll go in the finish tab or invoice, whatever it's called. Charged is usually only used if you have a like we offer a QuickBooks interface if you have QuickBooks,
Hmm.
and then when you run your end of day, Baymaster will take all of those sales, inventory, whatever you choose you want to move into QuickBooks, and it'll take that data and put it right into QuickBooks for you. so you don't have to go in and, manually add everything. And so with charged, it'll send this for, it's usually for like charge accounts that pay like once a month or have special net
Right.
terms. Um, it'll Baymaster will think that it's paid, and then when you run your end of day, it'll move that into um, history, and it'll move it into QuickBooks, so you can then run your statements or whatever from QuickBooks. For
Okay.
those shops that don't have QuickBooks, we do offer we have an accounts receivable feature, which is just the receivable side of it, but kind of works in the same manner. If you mark it as invoiced, that means it'll move into history, but it'll create a copy of the ticket that will keep open in if I go back, I don't think I have that tab here. It's called a
Uh, we'll
payment due
we'll
tab.
use QuickBooks, so that's okay.
You do use QuickBooks?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we offer the QuickBooks interface, so then you don't need to wear it. But there's like a payment due tab where it'll list all the payments due, and then you can, make a selection and process whatever payments that they paid. Um, do you have any questions as of yet? Anything else that you want to see that I didn't go over? Anything at all?
I don't think so. Looks pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it is
Uh,
pretty user friendly. I mean, and I mean, like I said, there's so much more to it, but
yeah. Yeah.
um, you know,
Yeah.
as
Yeah. A
you
lot of
as you
getting set
use
up and
it,
used to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, let me take you to the admin screen here real quick. So the administration screen, this is where you would start your end of day. You could do a summary preview to see what's going to run through before you actually process your end of day. Um, QuickBooks, we have, yeah, because we interface with both, but do you have the desktop version of QuickBooks or QuickBooks Online?
I think we got the desktop version. I think is what we got.
Okay, so yeah, we integrate with both of them. We recently, within the past maybe 6 months to a year, were able to integrate with the QuickBooks Online. These are different reports. Like if you run your end of day and somehow you lose the reports, or they didn't print
Yeah.
out for whatever reason, you can always go into EOD sales history and reprint
Not
any
yet. No.
reports. Like a lot of people use this mostly for like their tax reports, their quarterly tax reports. You can come in here
Hmm.
and put in your date range. Actually, let me show you the screen. You can put in your date range or month range, and choose whatever report, daily labor, payment detail, um, tax report there, service writer, technician profit. So, and then you also have the option of like, you run your end of, like most of our shops run their end of day every day. Then you have an end of week. So if I actually click start end of day, I'm not actually going to do it, but you have day only, which is just like an end of day. End of week, which is
Hmm.
whatever the last day of the week is for your shop. It'll run, process the weeks and that day that you're doing it. End of month closes out the month, plus it'll do an end of week and an end of day. And then your yearly, a lot of people don't really do all of these, which, then they want to know why everything's not accurate. Well, you never close out your months, you never close out your year. Last end of year was like
Right.
2016 or whatever. But and then you can in the setup screen, you can choose which reports you want to print for each one here. You might have, more reports that you want to run for your end of year, certain reports that you want daily, or, so you can choose all of that as well. Um,
Right.
so let's
Okay.
go back to admin. Inventory, if you have our inventory feature, you have the inventory editor, which is where you can add your inventory, run reports, process deliveries or returns. I think you can actually, oh no, purchase orders down here. You can create a purchase order. Now with Baymaster, what's cool is you have different ways of adding a purchase order. Um, you can set in the inventory editor like how many you want on stock at all time, your maximum, your minimum. So you can choose based on reorder quantities and it'll go through and look at all of your numbers and see if anything needs to be ordered or whatever. Um, you can choose for it to just order everything you sold today to replenish whatever you got rid of today in your inventory. We have core return or manual mode where you can just go in and just select only the things that you need to order. But again, you can also
Okay.
do that from the ticket, you know, if you have a
On
part
the ticket.
supplier set up. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, this will be your purchase orders that you have. So you can edit them when you're actually receiving anything that you ordered. Go into deliveries and returns, the delivery PO. So these are our purchase orders that we have out there. If you got everything that you ordered without any changes, just click deliver without changes and it'll take care of itself. Deliver with changes, it'll show you everything on the PO and, make whatever modifications there are. Let's see, I'm just trying to touch on the basics. Vendor list, you can access that from any screen up here in the quick links. You got your vendor list. Phone help is very good. This is one of the spots where all of the slideshows that I created. I mean, there's still a lot on my list, but come on, it's still loading. Here we go. All right, so you can put your cell phone number in and it'll send it to your cell phone, which is a lot easier. You can just kind of like watch it on your phone, hit the arrow when you're ready for the next screen, and, follow it on the computer.
Okay.
And I have them separated based on what screen you're on in Baymaster, whether it be the front desk, um, ASP, that's just a new program, which is all you're going to know because the old one is gone. Inside tickets, so you have like your tires, texting, inspections, like the digital inspections, ordering, ad deliveries, processing payments, admin screen, um, based on the different columns. So you have accounting, stockroom, marketing, like setup, email settings. You can set up different service types other than the default ones that are out there, your vehicle groups, where to set up your discounts and surcharges, margins. I mean, all of this. So you can kind of go through here if you want to as well. Let me just make a selection. Let me
Hey, I hate to cut you short, but I got an alignment that just rode in. I got to get out in
put. Okay.
about an hour.
Oh,
He was supposed to be here about 12, but he didn't. He was late showing up. So
okay. So what I'll do is I will. I'm like I said, I'm recording this, so I will send this to you, so you can view that, and I'll also get you set up with a trial account to test it out. Usually two
okay,
weeks if you need extended or whatever. We can always work on that, and
all right.
and yeah, just the quick links if you ever want to look at
Let's check it out.
phone help. Yep, and yeah, just test it out, see how things work out. And all of my contact information will be at the bottom of the email, my direct line and everything email. So if you ever need to reach out to me, feel free anyway.
Okay, all right.
All right,
We'll
John.
do.
Thank you so much
Yeah,
for your
just send that
time.
to me, and I appreciate it.
All right, no
All right,
problem.
thank you.
Yep. Bye bye.
All right, bye bye.